Now I'm going to use another sweep to create the side walls of this shampoo bottle. So first of all, I need to create a guide curve and another profile and then use the sweep tool. So before that, I prefer to go to XY plane to create the guide curve. So I select the sketch environment, and now I'm going to use the profile tool, and I want to draw it here, then move it to the right. So first of all, I need to click here, for example, go up and use a tangent arc. I want 3 tangent arcs. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. And now go down and finish the profile by double clicking here. Now I want this to be about 110 millimeters. That's it. This one is going to be 110 millimeters as well. I want this center arc to have about 35 millimeters of radius. These two arcs are going to have about 50 millimeters of radius, and this is 52. Now I want to move this to right and put it on this shape. So the first thing I want to use is this. I select this point, the point between two arcs, press Ctrl, select this point, and no, this is not the correct thing. Again, I'll click on this to remove the selection. I want to select the point between these two. Now I have selected 2 points. I'm still pressing the Control button. I go select this vertical axis. Now I release the Control button and go on select symmetry. Now you can see that it is moved to the right perfectly. So I click on OK. Again, I want this end point of my profile. So I select this end point and select this vertical, this horizontal axis. I can add a symmetry, or I can add a constraint of distance about 0. So I select the second one. I select this and make sure that this is about 0 millimeter from this. So I click on OK, I press OK, and I can see that my profile is perfectly created. I can add this to 115 millimeters, so I guess that's better idea, huh? And this is going to be 115 as well. And now my shape is completely created. So I exit my workbench. I have my guide curve, and that's a nice guide curve I've created right now. Let's go and select the ZX plane. That's a perpendicular plane to this guide curve. And go to sketch environment to create the profile of my shape. So let's zoom in a little bit, and here I want to create a guide curve. So I select the arc. The arc is the nicest shape that I want to have for the sidewall. I create an arc here. This is a simple arc. The arc is going to have about 40 millimeters of radius. So I type in 40 here. The endpoints of this arc are going to be about 50 millimeters away from each other. So I type in 50. And now I want to select the endpoints again. This endpoint and this endpoint. Now I have 2 endpoints. I select this horizontal vector. Now I want to release my control button and go and select the symmetry. Now you can see that this is not a perfect one. Let's do this like this. I guess I need to move this a little bit like this. And now select this endpoint. A little hard to get. And this endpoint. And this horizontal vector, I guess this endpoint is not selected yet. Yes, now I selected it. And this horizontal line, and add a symmetry. And I can see that it is perfectly done. So I click on OK. Now I need one more thing. I want to have a coincidence between this and the endpoint of this arc. You can see that I can get it very easily, but if you cannot, just press shift button and down arrow key, and you can see that it is easy to find the endpoint of this or the curve that you have created in previous sections. So I have a coincidence here. Now you can see that this arc is perfectly created here. I have a guide curve. I have an arc here for the profile of my sweep. So I exit my workbench and go to sweep tool. So I go to insert menu, surfaces, and select the sweep tool from here. This is the profile. This is the guide curve. And now I click on OK. You can see that this is a very perfect shape that I have created here. Now I need shape fillet tool. First of all, I open the part by the end, hide the sketches. I don't want to see them. This sketch is going to be hidden too. You have used shape fillet tool. It is under insert, under operations. You cannot see it here because it is out of my capture area, but this is under operations. Now you can select the two support. The first support is this, the second support is this, and the radius is going to be 5 millimeters. And remember that you need to point inward. So this arrow is looking outward. This is the wrong direction. I click on this to change the direction. You can see that by clicking on OK, I have a very nice shape fillet around these two surfaces, and these two surfaces are joined into one fillet. So let's go and rotate this a little bit to create this fillet in this side as well. So I go and select insert, operations, shape fillet. This is the first, and you can see that the fillet one is the second support. So 5 millimeters is okay. You can see the directions are correct. So I click on OK. Now I have my fillet tool that is the whole body, and this is a nice shape that I have created like this. Now I'm going to work on it in next section.